Now, I've been wanting to check out this phone for a while. The Mi A1 Xiaomi device, part of the Android One program. Around $200 that gives you a clean Android experience. And on this channel, I have featured so many budget phones that don't do this. Budget phones that, for me, I probably wouldn't consider using just because I don't want to have to put up with the skin. There's a kind of confidence, a kind of je ne sais quoi inside of using a relatively stock phone out of the box, and quicker updates when it comes to new software getting rolled out. Dual camera setup, pure Android, fresh OS upgrades. Pure as the driven snow. Do they know what that's from? You do. You do.
Next case, Your Honor.
It's got a Snapdragon 625. I think it's a great chip at this price point, and a 5.5-inch full HD display, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage. Hopefully I can recommend this thing. Some iOS people out there might be upset with the appearance being so similar to an iPhone 7, 7 Plus. Of course, one difference here is the fingerprint reader. I like this location. I'm happy this location is fine. Dual camera setup, flash in this location, and the antenna layout almost identical to the iPhone. Does come in black, gold, and rose gold. Dual SIM storage expansion there. Speaker, USB Type-C, and a headphone jack. IR blaster, surprisingly enough. I understand the criticism on the front here with the larger bezel and so on, but I want you to adjust your mindset here to the price point. There's a benefit to this type of software setup that might exceed the benefit of going with some newer brand, some less established brand, and whatever software they're gonna give you out of the gate. That close to stock experience is very valuable to me, all right? I'm just being honest. Earpiece, front-facing camera, capacitive buttons down at the bottom. Also in the box, a screen protector, USB Type-C cable, and a nice little power brick, very portable. We are running on Android 8. How clean does that look? One thing is kind of bugging me a bit. I gotta be honest here. Having the back button on the wrong side, on the Samsung side. Google apps, Google services. Obviously, the 625 Snapdragon is not the highest performing chip in the world, but it's a good cost to performance ratio and is great with battery. Let's boot up YouTube on both of these. Obviously, we're not working with OLED here, so the off axis is gonna suffer a little bit, but nonetheless, fairly bright.
How are you this afternoon? Alrighty then.
Well, maybe a $4 or a $5 smartphone is not a reality. That's right, an actual $5 phone. Go check out the video. We'll play the same video here.
Actual smartphone that would be sold for $4. It was like, everyone thought it sounded too good to be true, and it turned out...
I mean, you can't compare. Pretty decent volume, but it's not forward-facing. I think that speaker is delivering on what it should at this price range. Since we're on the topic of audio, this one actually beats this one when it comes to versatility with the headphone jack. And there's enough manufacturers that have decided to keep it around. I have to mention it as an actual feature. Now, I know what you're thinking. You keep telling me this is a replacement to my Pixel 2 XL, so I don't need to spend $850. I'm gonna spend $200, $220, whatever it is for this thing. Where you're giving up the most is right there. Cameras in smartphones have become these major differentiation factors. Pay more, you get more in the camera department. When you boot up the camera app here, pretty straightforward. Quick little photo here. Now this is actually kind of a good test for the dynamic range because it's really hot up on the top of the leaves here, getting blasted by the studio light, and then you have, of course, a very dark background. You know, I gotta be honest, it's just not gonna be pixel level, but is it usable? I think you're in the territory. Pixel Town? You want to go to Pixel Town with the camera? The Pixel, so dominant in the camera department. You already knew that. Sort of mid-range camera performance at an entry-level price. I suppose it depends on where you are globally if you consider this entry-level. Here in North America, that's definitely entry-level. That's a budget device. Fingerprint scanner, not the fastest I've ever tried, but it does get the job done as well. There's a lot of get the job done. These things, as much as they are entertainment devices, social media devices, designed for consumption, they're also tools. You got to get things done. For me, strip stripped down, super clean OS right out of the box, and the fresh updates, I hold that as a very important characteristic. You guys know I love the OnePlus 5T at $500. I think it's a great phone, but not everybody's even gonna have that much. You gotta remember, this thing is half the price, less than half the price. If I move over to the Pixel, it's gonna be so familiar because of the lack of skin. Now, some of you might think I'm going overboard, like, Lou, stock Android, holy smokes. It's hard to describe it in a tangible way. It's a taste thing. Being a tech enthusiast, want to try new Android features as close to when they come out as possible. So this device satisfies that part of me, and it does so at a price point that's kind of unprecedented. If you're staring at around 200 bucks and you gotta make a smartphone choice, you just wanna buy the thing outright, like a citizen of Earth, you wanna take a look around, then you're gonna need to look real hard at this one.